Hello, hello. How are you today? My name is Melissa Dobkins. I'm with Homestead Iron, and I'm going to be planting some plants today. We have some Canna Lily and some elephant ear and some really awesome Gladiolus I've saved from last year. Check this out. They are already growing. Look at how big they are. Oh my goodness, they are so big already. And then I picked some of these up on discount. Caladium, I love these. Look at the variegated leaves. All of the beautiful colors. So I'm going to be transforming this area behind me and trying to make it look a little bit prettier. It's gonna take a couple weeks to grow in, but this is what I'm gonna do. First, I'm gonna take my hoe and I'm gonna hoe all of these weeds out. Then I'm gonna take our not so broadfork, and I'm gonna loosen up the soil into a rough, coarse texture. Then I'm gonna take a potato fork and I'm gonna loosen it up even more. And then I'm gonna take our multi-purpose trowel and I'm gonna plant all of these amazing plants with our, not multi-purpose trowel, our large trowel. And so let's get busy. Once I get most of that out of the way, I'm going to go in with this not so broadfork, loosen it up, and as I loosen it up, that will get the roots loosened as well, and then I'll just be able to shake out the dirt from the roots. So as I was digging, I found poison ivy. Yay! And there's a little bit more right over here. And so I think I just got my hands all up in that. So if you have natural weed prevention mixture that you like to use that is all organic, that works for you on poison ivy, drop it in the comments. Let us know. We're all about sharing. So let's do this. Thanks. So now I'm done with the hoe. I've done as much as I can do. As you can see, it's still a bit rough looking. It's still a bit rough. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that not so broadfork, and I'm going to use it to get up these clumps of grass and the remaining bits of weeds here. Just kind of loosen it up some. Hey y'all. Okay, so my technique here with this not so broadfork, it's very heavy, but that is to our advantage. So we allow the heaviness of the weight of the tool to do most of the work. So what I'm doing, we take little bites as we go back, so that way we can loosen up as much of the soil as we possibly can. And the next gonna take is maybe 3 or 4 inches, that's all. I'm gonna do one more. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 2 bites going this way, perpendicular to how I was going originally. You can see how the soil then just lifts up. Wow, look at that. I might not have to go over it with a second fork. This is doing such a great job. This does take a little bit of core strength to go all the way down, but that never hurt anyone, did it really? One more. And then 2 perpendicular. There we go. You can see how the soil just loosens up. I'm going to show you something pretty disgusting. But first I want to introduce you to my son Angus. Angus, get your hand. Turn around. Come over here. Over here. There he is. You can say, hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Angus.
How old are you?
4.
4. When we named him, we didn't realize how it would sound when children pronounced his name. Go figure, right? Joke's on us, I think. Okay, so this is pretty disgusting, but it's rotted out elephant ear bulbs. And it stinks horribly. So these are rotted. Something happened in the storage process, and maybe they didn't get enough oxygen or enough CO2 and they created too much oxygen. I think that's maybe what happened. So they're rotted, but some of the nodules on the side are still firm, and I can see fresh roots. So I'm gonna go ahead. It's this, and you're standing right over. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant these anyways, in hopes that they will go ahead and spring up some new life. So we're gonna plant these first since they're the largest thing, and then we'll plant the rest. We'll just place them where we think they might go best. All right. So one there. I have 3 of these. Oh, so disgusting.
You.
Yeah. They were very pretty plants. Hopefully they'll make some more. Yeah. Guys, no joke, the leaves on these things were so massive. It was so amazing.
What are those, Mom?
Yeah, what are those?
Cucumbers.
It looks like it looks like disgusting worms. Okay, so now these are their babies. So, and this is some cannas. So we're gonna dump these out and place them now. All right, here we go. We're gonna kind of dump them out. See what we have here. Oh, yeah, go ahead and pet them. All right, so, oh, beautiful.
Wow, what is it?
That's what is that? I think this is a canna. This is a canna, yeah. So we're gonna put that there, maybe. 2. Right these guys. These beautiful Gladiolas. I'm so impressed with these. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump these out. And I think, so I've planted Gladiolus for a number of years. And after planting them spread out and planting them all together, I think that they have the most dramatic impact when they are planted in 3 or more. So we're just gonna do 5. I think we'll do 5 at a time here. We have plenty to go around. So I'm gonna do 5 here. And then, oh man, oh sorry buddy. Another 5 here. 4, one more. 5. And then another 5 here. Oh, I don't think it's gonna work out with 5. That's alright, they're big. Okay, yay. Okay, so yes, I'm so excited. So because this is also shady, a bit shady, I'm gonna go ahead and plant these Caladium along with it. Some people might think that that is a bit ambitious, but I like, here we go, here's some other babies. I can put these on. But I'm pretty certain that these big elephant ears aren't going to do all that much this year. So in order to fill in the spot, we need to pack it a bit more densely. And so I'm going to go ahead and fill in around, this has 15 bulbs, and it says here that we need 6 inches between. So I'm gonna do these a bit more towards the back, hopefully. Oh man, I don't know that they'll make. They're soft. Urgh. Well, if they don't make, we can always plant something different, but who knows? There's always a chance that it will. So, we're just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna go boom, boom, boom. Okay, so as you can see, I have the 5 Gladiolas there, and then I decided to go ahead and bunch those other little baby elephant ears with the big elephant ears. And then here in the middle, I have more Gladiolas planted in a clump of 5. And then I've planted the rest of the Caladiums down in. You want to be cautious. Know your plants. On the back of every label should say something to the effect of width and depth of planting. So be aware of that. I'm gonna go ahead and keep on planting here, and you can hang out with me for a little bit and watch. And then I'm going to do a little bit of compost over the top to fertilize the plants as they, because this is traumatic to them. Their roots are being disturbed. They're without water for a little bit. They're parched. And so this is all traumatic to them to be disturbed like this. So we want to be as gentle with handling them as we possibly can, and treat them nicely. So I just found this in the soil. This is a tuber of this elephant ear. So I don't want to lose this. Now I was feeling the base of the elephant ear, and even though it feels moist and it kind of stinks and it's rotten, it is solid on the inside. So there is a chance that it could make some really, really awesome elephant ear. We just have to be patient with it and not give up. Can you tell I love doing this? I love planting things. It makes me feel connected with God's creation. Oh, this is going to be so great. Oh, I almost forgot. This guy, we'll put him in front. We didn't quite loosen up this front a little bit, so it's a bit more challenging to get in and around. We'll get it. All right. Oh, this is going to be so great. Okay, then I see here one of the Caladium. These guys like to be kind of shallow in the soil. Ah, there's a big root there. No wonder I was tugging so hard with the fork. That's funny. Okay. Oh, here's another one. Now my husband and I, God bless him, we have completely different gardening styles. I'm a bit more artistical with the gardening. I kind of like things to be here and there, to be just kind of, you know, a bit of a pattern, but just kind of a little bit chaotic. And he's a more structured, more organized person, and so he likes to have, I just got dirt in my mouth. He likes to have structured rows and everything, the same color and everything, and that is beautiful. It is gorgeous when it all comes together. I mean, amazing. But me, I'm a bit different, and that's okay. So he has his part of the garden, and I have mine, and it works out quite nicely. Earlier on in our marriage, we used to really struggle with this. But now we've come to learn to compromise and work together with our own individual. Okay, I'm gonna finish this up and we'll see you in a little bit. Hey guys, all right. So me and my dirty hands, we're gonna get a little bit more disgusting. How about that? What I have here is I have our compost from last year, some of it that we haven't used just yet. And we have our compost bin right there, as you can see. So we filled that up with all sorts of things. Anything from the kitchen, from the garden, all of it went in there. We try to keep seeds out because they take a couple more years and a lot more heat to process. But anything that didn't have seeds in it, even cheese, fish, you name it, bones, everything went in there. There are some compost experts that say, no, you don't want to put any prepared food in there, but we did. We believe that it will all break down into dirt. Just add worms and moisture and heat, and it will do its thing, I promise you. So this compost here is 1 year old, And you can see it still has some leaves and some bones and some other stuff in there. It looks like there's a couple seeds, but there's all sorts of good stuff in there. And so we are just going to go ahead and dump that over all of this. And I'm just going to use my hands because, again, it's all about the, biodiversity. So this is good for you. It may seem disgusting, but it's good for you. There's some things that haven't composted down fully all the way yet. We're just gonna roll with it. It's no big deal. You can take a shower after, right? This is gooey. Passion fruit. You can see some things haven't completely broken down all the way, like avocado shells and bones and things are a little bit more tougher. Sticks. Some sticks in there, I guess. But it's all good. It fertilizes the soil, giving nutrients to the plants, helping them grow better. If you have really hard, heavy soil that's full of clay, you want to do this a lot with your soil. Work it in really deep. Sometimes with clay soil, if you, in the winter time, if you fold it up and expose it to the frost and the heat, it will help make it crumble, and that can make for easier working too. And then once it's lighter, because it's been frosted on, you can work in the organic matter better. Sand is a good thing to work into clay. What else? Organic matter, as much poop as you can make. Maybe not human poop, but animal poop, once it's composted down, is amazing compost for your soil. And then any kind of organic matter. Grass clippings that it doesn't have the seed in it makes for really good compost. It also makes for really good mulch. Alright, so we have done a little bit here. You can see that I am going ahead and placing the mulch right up to the base of the plant. So I'm going to keep on going here. Going ahead and putting it up against the fence. As you can see, we got it all in, and it's all mulched over. Now, why do we use mulch? A couple of reasons. I'm gonna first talk about the mulch that we did use. The mulch that I used was from a construction crew who came through last year and tidied up around our electrical wires. And so when they did that, they mulched they mulched all of the wood products right on site and piled probably 4 dump truck loads on our property. And so that has been sitting and composting away. And so it is during that composting process, we have gained a lot of biodiversity in that compost. Things like worms and other bugs that eat other bad bugs and all these other kinds of awesome things, bacteria and fungus, all of these things that sound nasty, but they're super, super great for our soil. So we put all of that down. So beautiful. One of the reasons why we use compost is to create a weed barrier so that all of these Missouri weeds don't pop up where we don't want them. And with the light, loose soil that I've cultivated and loosened up, it will make for easy plucking, the ones that do come through. And another reason is for moisture barrier. You want to keep your plants nice and moist. Not too moist, but with the light, loose soil, it will allow for good drainage, and the moisture barrier on top will keep a lot of that moisture in during the heat of the summer when you want things to stay super uber moist and supple. So I'm so excited that you stayed with us. Thank you for joining us on our little adventure planting elephant ears and Gladiolas and Caladiums.